There are two things that really struck me from the Chancellor's speech. The first was that she was trying to blame everybody else but herself for the situation she's got our economy into. She was trying to spray blame all over the place when the fact is the situation we're in is a result of her bad decisions. The bad decisions she made at the last budget, the jobs tax that she put on, the way she hit growth, the way she hit the economy, the way she drove up cost of living.
I mean, you can clearly say that some of these factors are due to that budget, but look, she is right to point out some longer-term issues on, like, productivity growth for, like, a decade or whatever, right? The truth is somewhere in the middle.
We know there's a long-term productivity challenge, but the fact is the situation she's in now is a consequence of her decisions, her bad decisions at that last budget, which everyone knows have hit growth. And she failed to get public spending under control. The other thing that really struck me from her speech was she talked again about making welfare savings. The government should make welfare savings, but she's totally out of touch with her party and even her welfare secretary on this point. Just last week, the government ruled out making savings to sickness benefits, and the welfare secretary wouldn't even say the word savings. So she's talking about savings, but her party is not backing her on this.
Well, look, we'll have to see what happens on welfare savings, because, as you say, the messaging from, the Chancellor and many Number 10 seems to be that is on the table now. What do you think should do? Because, look, I'm very aware that we have these very party political discussions. Labour try and blame you try and blame Labour, and the viewers left there going, oh, my God, can someone just, be the grown-up in the room? What do you think should actually happen?
Well, her problem is she doesn't really understand the economy and she doesn't understand businesses.
What do you think should happen?
Yes, sorry, I totally do want to talk about that. I guess it's the contrast. So we've set out, Kemi Badenoch talked about this at our party conference, our plan for what we would do to build a stronger economy. So on the one hand, we would make £47 billion worth of savings to public spending, and we'd be able to do two things as a result of that. One is to bring down the deficit. That's really important, stop passing on those high costs to future generations. And the second is to start making tax cuts. We talked about cutting stamp duty, we talked about cutting business rates. Those things would lighten the tax burden for people and would start helping with economic growth, which is so important to get us in a better position.
Because it's easy to say we'll cut spending and have tax cuts as a result, but what spending are you going to cut very quickly?
So it's not easy to say that. So that's why we said 47 billion, including 23 billion of welfare savings. That's where I've been doing the hard work, looking, for instance, at this huge growth in sickness benefits for people with common mental health problems like anxiety. That's one area where we have said, Nigel Farage has picked up on this, we have said you can make savings there. The government should make savings there. Good for the country's finances, but also better for the people who are finding themselves on benefits when they could be in work.
OK, great to have you on the programme. Thank you very much, Helen Whately.